Welcome, this is Race to Infinity. In Race to Infinity, you and the other players will battle it out. Through this race game, you want to be the first player to get to the Infinity Hexagon with 200 credits in your possession. You need to collect and keep 200 credits and unlock any color path in order for you to reach infinity. Provided for you in each game are a game board, 4 game playing pieces, 2 12-sided dice, 80 BeGenio credit notes, 32 luck cards. But before the adventure starts, we will need to set up the game board. First, set aside 12 pieces of 10 credit notes, 8 pieces of 20 notes, 12 pieces of 50 credit notes. Then place them back in the game box. This will be used as loose change if and when you need to get change back. The remaining notes will be shuffled and will be placed down on the tokens area. Shuffle the luck cards and place them down on the luck cards area. Each player should choose the game piece they want to use in the game and place it on the 0 space. To determine the first player to move, each player rolls the dice and adds the values. The player with the highest amount of values plays first. Play then continues to the left. For each move, roll both of the dice and combine the 2 values displayed by deciding whether you want to add the numbers, subtract them, multiply them, or divide them. That determines how many spaces you want your game piece to move on the game board. You can then choose to move either left or right on that turn. But take note, fractions, negative values, or decimals are not allowed, and you cannot use divide as an option for the dice values if it will end up with a remainder. There are some special spaces on the board. These are the credit space, the luck space, and the roll again space. If you land on a credit space, pick a credit note and keep it a secret by placing it down in front of you. If you land on a luck space, pick up a luck card, read it out loud, and follow the instructions. If you land on a roll again space, you get a chance to roll the dice again and keep your opponent further at bay for another turn. If the combination results in an odd or even number, move that number of spaces in the direction indicated by the arrow. If at any time you land on the space that another player is on, you can choose to either collect 50 credits from them or banish them to either the odds luck or the evens luck. If you choose to collect credits, they have less than 50 credits, then they must pay you all they have and miss a turn. If you are banished to odds or evens luck, you can get out in 3 ways. First is by rolling the dice on your turn and rolling 2 odd numbers to get out of the odds luck, or 2 even numbers to get out of the evens luck. Second, by using an out of luck card if you have one. If you use this card, place it back at the bottom of the luck cards pile and move your game playing piece out of the luck onto the 0 space. And last is simply leaving the luck on your 5th turn, even if you have not rolled 2 odd numbers for the odds luck or 2 even numbers for the evens luck. At the start of that 5th turn, just move your game piece out to the 0 space before rolling the dice. Once you are on 0, after using one of the 3 ways to get out of luck, roll the dice and move the number of spaces of the result of your number combination. That is, after adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. To start to move down a colored path that leads towards infinity, you must land on the white arrow at the start of any of the 3 paths. And you must also have collected 200 credits. Once you are on a colored path, the other players can demand to see your credits. If you do not have up to 200 credits, you will be banished to the odds luck. Once you are on a colored path, your 200 credits are safe. However, if you have to pay credits because the other players landed on your piece or because of a luck card instruction and you do not have enough to pay after keeping 200 credits, make sure that you keep those 200 credits. You cannot go below 200 credits when you are inside the colored path and then pay the rest over 200 and miss a turn. While on an infinity path, you can move backwards and forwards within the path. To win the game, you must move the exact number of spaces needed to land on the infinity space. If all available combinations of the numbers you have will lead you past infinity, you do not have to move your game piece. You cannot go past infinity. You can only be forced to come out if you are being banished to the odds or evens luck by another player, or if a luck card instruction tells you to. Of the Race to Infinity game, the winner is the first player to land on the infinity space with 200 credits or more. If this all made sense to you, then you're ready to play. If not, watch the video over or refer to the rule sheet for specific parts. Have fun and let the Race to Infinity begin.